Good morning, everybody. And for those of you watching the replay, welcome. My name is Natalie Adele, and this is Unlock Your Radiance Kundalini Yoga class. This will be a 90-minute class. And just so you know how it works, we're going to be doing starting and stopping. Starting and stopping. We'll be moving through a repetitive movement, which is part of a Krya. And then we take a moment after that to breathe deeply, to find our center and to sit in a meditative seat. So we weave meditation and allowing yourself to experience the experience throughout this whole practice. Now, Kundalini Yoga is a yoga of the subtle body. It is the yoga of awareness. And so weaving these return backs to center in between each part of the Kriya is such a valuable part of the posture. It's a valuable part of the practice. And I will say as well that you'll hear me guide you to activate your root chakra after every set. And so what do I mean by that? I mean gently squeezing in the pelvic floor, gentle squeeze and lift of the pelvic floor. Energetically, you're using your imagination to draw your hip points close together and you're drawing the navel in. What does this do? It contains the energy in the lower body. And where else does it have to go but up? And this is our goal. This is why this class is called Unlock Your Radiance. My intention with this practice, with every practice that I offer here, is that you leave feeling more alive and magnetic and awake and present in your body. Now know that Kundalini Yoga, especially if you're new to it, is a practice that's meant to provoke you. Right? I say sometimes it's like a little toddler and it can stir things up. Why? Because we're shedding the light of consciousness and the awareness of breath into spaces that we perhaps haven't discovered yet, into spaces that we haven't explored in a long time and we've pushed into our subconscious. So Kundalini Yoga, again, the yoga of awareness with breath, movement, and intention shifts our gaze into our subconscious. Okay, so again, in this practice, we're working with the subtle body, the energy body, the radiant body. This is the part of us that we can't necessarily touch or see, but we can certainly feel it. And the way I like to relate it to is like a Wi-Fi connection. Right? Think about your Wi-Fi router. Your Wi-Fi router is the hub. It is the source from which you connect to your devices and operate your life, right? And so the base of your spine here, where the Kundalini sits, is your Wi-Fi router. And today, and with every Kundalini practice, we are going to upgrade our connection. We are going to expand our operating system. We're going to sweep our energy body and remove any malware or viruses, right? We're working with the unseen in this practice. And today's practice is the Kriya to expand your aura. Now, what is the aura? The aura is your electromagnetic field. It is the space about 8 feet in a circle sphere all around you through which the energy of your body, of your glands, of your emotion, of your thoughts projects and emanates. Energy expands way beyond our physical body. Again, let's go back to the Wi-Fi connection. You're going to have a stronger connection when you're sitting next to the router versus at your neighbor's house far away from the router. Why? Because your Wi-Fi connection has its own auric field, its own radius. And when we want to become radiant, we simply expand our radius of the auric field, of our electromagnetic field. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to charge up with breath, with repetitive movement, with intention. We're going to charge up our auric field. We're also going to, through this practice, clear any stuck or stagnant energy that's in our auric field. That can oftentimes be other people's energy. It can be limiting beliefs. It can be subliminal messaging we're receiving all the time from the media. Stuff gets in the way of our radiance. And this is what I love about Kundalini Yoga. Yes, today's practice is quite long. It's an hour and a half, but you can tap into and unlock your radiance in 3 minutes. So today, with all the parts of the Krya that we're going to navigate, I encourage you, I invite you to find one little thing that we do today that sticks with you, that makes you feel a shift of energy. Pick one thing and repeat that every morning for a week until we meet again next week. Okay, a lot of this practice you can do right from your desk. You don't even need a yoga mat. Like I've got my faux sheepskin rug. It's so accessible, guys. So again, we're going to do the Krya to expand your auric field today. I'm super excited to guide you through it. Remember that your energy is what allows you to manifest. So if we have an expanded auric field, things come to us. We become the lighthouse that everything is drawn to. Everything is drawn to. Okay, so find a comfortable seat. Later on in Shavasana, you might want to find a scarf or a blanket to keep handy. I like to cover my eyes for Shavasana. I love to put a blanket over me. Shavasana and Kundalini is very important. It's where we integrate. So if you need that, pause the replay, go grab what you need, grab some water, filtered water, and let's begin. So find a comfortable seat here. You can always stay seated on a blanket. And I want you to start now closing down in the eyes. Turn the palms face down on the thighs or on the knees and start to rub the body. And you're closing the eyes and you're just rubbing the body. Rub over the kneecaps, the lower belly, the low back. Squeeze the feet, squeeze the calves. And start to breathe. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. We're going to do that 2 more times as you rub the body. In through the nose, belly rises. And out through the mouth. And then find stillness. Let the palms face down on the thighs. Take a deep breath in through the nose as you shrug your shoulders all the way up by the ears. Hold the breath. And as you exhale through the mouth, stick out the tongue, let the shoulders drop. 2 more of those. Hold, squeeze. Exhale, let it go. Hold, squeeze. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Bring your palms to touch at heart center. And we're just going to start to rub the palms together. Now, if you have aromatherapy available to you in your home space, I always encourage using it. I've got tea tree here. I'm just going to do 1 drop of tea tree. And you're just going to rub the palms together, activating the subtle body. We have so many nerve endings in the soles of our feet and the palms of our hands. Lift the elbows away from the ribs. Start to rub a little faster. Take a few more flushes of breath. In through the nose, audible sigh, out the mouth. Beautiful. And then I want you to shake off the wrists like this. Continue to breathe now in and out through the nose. Keep the whole body relaxed, just moving the arms and the wrists. And start to flip the wrists in front of you, breathing. Flip the wrists overhead, breathing. Start to move them down, start to twist a little bit. We're just beginning to step into our practice right now. And then find stillness, let the palms face up on the knees. Just notice any sensations that arise in the palms of the hands. Relax the fingers and the toes. Relax the thighs. Close your eyes. Shift your gaze to the space in between your eyebrows. This is referred to as our drishti, our inner gaze. Stays in between the eyebrows. Why? Where your intention and awareness go, prana or life force flows. So when we look at the space in between our eyebrows, we activate our pineal gland, our third eye. When our pineal gland is activated simply by just looking at it, it starts to secrete bliss hormones. And who doesn't want a little bliss to start their day? I want you to bring awareness in this moment to your auric field. That may feel esoteric and abstract to you. And what I mean by that is, with your eyes closed and your breathing steady, just notice the perimeter of your body. Notice the space where your skin meets your clothing. Notice the space where your skin meets the world around you. Notice the space where your seat meets your yoga mat or the floor. Notice the space where your outer ankles meet the ground. Notice the perimeter of your body. So often we believe that this is the line that divides what is within and what is without, but this is not true. You, your essence, your being, your energy extend far beyond your skin. So bring awareness to the space 6 inches outside of you and breathe into that space and see if you can notice how that space feels. How does the energy feel here? Is it a cloudy day? Is it a sunny day? No judgment, just notice. And as you breathe in through the nose, fill the belly, fill the lungs, and fill that space with your breath. And with every subsequent inhale, your lungs start to warm up, the belly starts to soften, and you breathe deeper. And you start to expand with your breath, with your awareness, the connection with your auric field. And you extend your breath to a foot out in front of you, and you breathe into that space. And then you extend the breath out 2 feet. Breathe into that space, and then you inhale and expand, and you inhale and expand, and you fill your auric field with prana, with loving awareness. when we expand our awareness of our energy body, when we expand our awareness of the space that we occupy, we become magnetic and we become more radiant. Take a few more breaths here. Breathing into your electromagnetic field. As you inhale through the nose, belly rises, ribs fill, lower spine fills. And as you exhale through the nose, ribs contract, belly descends back into the body. Relax the face, the jaw, relax the tongue, and relax the space in between your eyebrows. We'll bring our hands to touch in front of the heart. Elbows lift off the ribs, really fusing the palms in front of the heart. Thumbs press against the chest. We'll begin our practice, meaning we step into the portal of our practice with the Kundalini tune-in, which we chant 3 times. And that tune-in is Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. You can listen in, you can jump in, do your best, feel good about that. What this chant means is I bow to the teacher within. You salute yourself as the wisdom, intelligent, human teacher that you are. So exhale all the breath out of the body. Inhale through the nose to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath at the top, squeeze the pelvic floor. Shift the gaze to the third eye space, stay here, hold. Open mouth, exhale, release the breath. Gyan Mudra, thumb, index, finger, touch, face up on the thighs. Close the eyes, breathe in and out through the nose and just notice. Beautiful. We're going to do a few rounds of breath work. So a huge part of activating our auric field is sending prana, meaning breath, meaning life force, meaning energy, into your electromagnetic field. It comes from within and we radiate it out. So we're going to start with Nadi Shodhana. This is an alternate nostril breath. And I like to do this in the beginning because it balances out the brain. So Kundalini yoga is a very activating yoga, but if we're coming in hot and feeling chaotic, maybe you're watching this replay midday, you've been knee deep in emails, maybe it's the end of your day and you're wired and you're fried. The brain is feeling a little chaotic, right? And so we want to do a breath work that grounds us so that we can hold the charge of our practice. So I want you to take one hand, it doesn't matter which one, and I want you to take your peace sign fingers, meaning index finger, middle finger, bring them together and bring them to your forehead. I'll come a little closer so you can see me here. You're going to bring your peace sign fingers to your forehead. Now, free is your thumb and your ring finger. Thumb blocks off one nostril, ring finger blocks off the other, like this, okay? There's many ways to do alternate nostril breathing, but just follow my verbal cues and you'll get it. The other hand that is not doing the breath is going to be in Gyan Mudra. So take your hands to your third eye. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to plug off your left nostril and take a deep breath in through the right for 3, 2, 1. At the top, you're going to plug both nostrils and hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Release the left nostril. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Don't move. Inhale through the left nostril. 3, 2, 1. Plug both and hold. 3, 2, 1. Release the right and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Stay here and inhale. 3, 2, 1. Plug both and hold. 3, 2, 1. And exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 3, 2, 1. Plug both, hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 3, 2, 1. Plug both, hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Do 3 more full rounds on your own. Trust yourself. Continue. When you're done with your 3 rounds, find Gyan Mudra in both hands. Take your time, finish your set, and come back to breathing through both nostrils. Long, deep breaths in. Okay, got cut off there. So meeting here in this meditative state, we're going to move to our next pranayama. This is charging up the electromagnetic field. Your hands are going to be like this. These are called bear claws. So the fingers are really engaged. They're not like this. It's like, you know, really channeling that inner animal. And the arms are going to go like this. They're going to go down and up, crossing overhead, down and up, opposite arm, down, up, down, up. Chin is away from chest. So that's what the arms are doing, clearing the arc line of your auric field. Now, for the breath, you're going to do a breath of fire through an open mouth with your tongue sticking out. Now, let's go over the tongue part. Tongue is all the way out and you're panting like a dog. Tongue is all the way out and you're panting like a dog. This detoxifies the mouth. okay? The breath is coming from the navel. Look at my navel move. It's snapping back into the body, churning any stagnant energy. So we combine that with the breath and the body. So whenever you're ready, join me, close the eyes, pant like a dog, breath of fire, move the arms forcefully. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Now, if you need to take a break and swallow and clear the throat, do that and keep the arms moving. If the arms need a break for a moment, give them a break and keep on breathing. Find a negotiation that works for you. Keep the eyes closed and the breathing strong. Continue. You're doing great. 30 more seconds. Recommit if you took a break. Close the mouth, arms overhead. Take a deep breath in through the nose, belly presses up. Hold the breath, squeeze everything. Squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the navel, squeeze the back teeth, gaze up and in, hold. Send that Kundalini light up to the third eye space, hold. As you exhale through the mouth, gently sweep the arms down. Imagine all this beautiful glitter all around you, landing in your meditative seat, Gyan Mudra. And just turn the palms face down. Inhale through the nose, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale audibly through the mouth. Drop the shoulders down. And again. Inhale, reach both arms up high. And on the exhale, take a twist over to your left. Bring your right hand to your left knee like I'm doing here. Sit up tall. Open the collarbones wide. Chin away from chest. Breathe deeply here around the corners of the twist. Inhale. And then twist deeper with the upper body. Twist deeper with the neck. Twist deeper with the eyes as you exhale. Stay here for another breath. Inhale, keep your right hand here. Come back to center. Reach the left arm up. And then exhale, take your cross like this. Okay, so both hands are reaching for the opposite knee. Take a deep breath in, open the chest, and then exhale, fold forward. Let the head hang. Let the chin, the jaw rest on your top arm. Breathe into your back. Inhale, both arms reach up high, reach the arms up high, and then exhale, take your twist over to the right. Stay here. Really hold that right hand with your right knee with your left hand. Relax the shoulders. Sit up tall. Inhale. And twist deeper on the exhale. Open those collarbones. Close those eyes. Look over behind your eyelids, more to the wall behind you. Move your neck, relax your tongue. Right shoulder peels open. Take a deep breath in. And twist deeper on the breath out. Keep your left hand here. Inhale, right arm comes back up. And then exhale, grab opposite knee. Take your forward fold. Let everything hang. Reach the arms up high, all the way up, And then exhale, relax the arms down by your side, roll out the shoulders, up, down, and back, up, down, and back. So nice. So we're gonna do breath of fire. So in our pranayama that we did breath of fire, but the mouth was open. Now we're gonna do breath of fire with the mouth closed. Now, breath of fire is the mascot breath for Kundalini Yoga. It is the poster child pranayama for Kundalini Yoga. So if you are on your moon flow, ladies, period, or pregnant, skip breath of fire in any practice and do long, deep breathing. Now, if as we start to do breath of fire with the mouth closed, you feel a little confused, go back to the panting. And when the body feels comfortable, continue that same mechanism, but close the mouth. Breath of fire is through the nose. Now here's our mudra. Notice how I came to kneeling. I needed like a different position in my lower body. You could also stay seated. The arms are gonna come like this. Palms start by facing each other, and then flip your palms out like this, okay? And then cross one arm on top of the other and interlace the hands like this, okay? So we flip out, we cross, we interlace, and then I release the index finger, Jupiter Mudra, okay? Arms are gonna come overhead like this. Take a deep breath in through the nose, shrug the shoulders up, and then exhale, relax the shoulders down. Now my palms are still squeezing together, and that Jupiter Mudra is reaching for the ceiling, your index finger. We're gonna stay here, you're gonna engage the navel, close the eyes, and we're gonna do 2 minutes of breath of fire here. Whenever you're ready, begin. So you keep on breathing and moving. I'm going to guide you. Okay, breath of fire is coming from your navel center. The navel is snapping back into the spine. If you look at it from the side, you can see the belly move. You're literally charging up your body with energy right now, increasing your pranic reserve for later today, for later tomorrow. Okay, this is where radiance is. We have overflow of energy. We've got 30 more seconds here in this breath of fire. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Keep the eyes closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Belly presses out. Hold the breath at the top. Hold the breath. This is so important. Stay here. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Squeeze the belly. Squeeze the ribs. Squeeze the back teeth. Press the palms together. Reach high with the index fingers. Stay. Open mouth. Exhale. Gently release the arms. Let the palms face up on the knees. Gyan Mudra. Relax. Allow yourself to experience the experience. We're going to come into what's called frog pose. This is a common one in Kundalini Yoga. What it does is it moves the spine like this. So we go from forward fold to upright. We go from forward fold to upright. And when the spine moves like this, which it seldom does on a daily basis, right? When the spine moves like this, what it does is it stirs up your cerebral spinal fluid. The cerebral spinal fluid is the water that lives in your spinal column. And that water is the same constitution as the ocean. It is salt water. Salt carries light and energy, right? It's conductive. So when we move our spine like this, we're moving that light, we're moving energy, right? It's a water pump, a hydraulic effect. So this is a really great pose to do for 3 minutes. If you got no time to do anything else, do frog pose for 3 minutes. We're going to do it here for 2 minutes. Let me show you how it goes. So you're going to come to standing, and your heels are going to touch like this, toes turn out, fingertips on the mat. Okay, heels touch, toes turn out, fingertips on the mat. You're going to lift up like this. Notice my heels are lifted, fingertips are on the ground. This is my inhale position. Inhale through the nose, hips are lifted. Exhale through the nose, hips drop, knees come out. So from the front, it looks like this. This is the exhale. Inhale, knees come back together, hips lift, chin tucks. Exhale, knees come out wide, heels stay together, chin lifts. Okay? So exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now, if this is too much on your knees, you can come to standing like I'm doing here, and you can exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. You're still moving your spine in that hydraulic effect. Okay, timer is on. Let's begin. Now you can probably hear my breathing, right? It's a nice, strong pranayama. Keep the navel engaged. About half your weight is in the fingertips, so not all of it. You're equally distributing your weight with the balls of the feet and the fingertips. Close the eyes, find your rhythm, and stick with it. We're halfway there. Let the thighs burn. Let the prana flow through the root chakra. Thirty more seconds. Recommit if you took a break. 3, 2, and 1. On the inhale, hold the pose. Keep the heels lifted, chest drop. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath. Hold the breath, squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the navel, squeeze the ribs, squeeze the jaw, close the eyes. And exhale, relax. I want you to come right into your downward facing dog, also known as triangle pose in Kundalini. You can probably hear I am out of breath right now. That was a very activating pose. If you need a break, take a break and find child's pose. Otherwise, we're just going to be here in down dog, just mobilizing some of that prana. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Shake the head yes and no. I love to make some bubble breath in down dog, meaning in through the nose, out like this. A few more breaths. And then find stillness in your triangle pose. Bend the knees like I'm doing here. Lift your hips up and back more. Roll the armpits under the body. Look at the belly. Take a breath and let it go. We're going to be coming up to standing. So walk the feet halfway, walk the arms halfway, and slowly roll up to standing. And once you're up there, I want you to roll out the shoulders. Let's move this so you can see me a little bit better. So coming to standing, I want you to roll out the shoulders. Find your feet. Whew. So much of our Kundalini practice is upward energy, right? Because the Kundalini rises. But again, we need to find solid ground throughout the whole practice so that we have a good foundation from which to rise. So every moment you come back, you find your feet and you find your seat and you find your breath and you find your central channel, your spine. So the next pose is also challenging. We're going to come into horse stance, otherwise known as goddess pose. So you take the feet wide, like I'm doing here. Now I'll demonstrate the body and then I'll show you the breath. So the feet are wide turned out. So you're going to come down into your goddess pose. The arms are going to reach out like this. Palms are facing up. Notice I'm not tensing in the shoulders. I'm relaxed. Now here's the added challenge. Lift the heels off the ground, right? Lift the heels off the ground. Breath of fire here. So join me now. We're gonna go for 2 minutes. I'll set the timer. Breath of fire. It's challenging. So I'll guide you through this as you do it. Now, the heels are lifted. The heels of the feet are lifted off the ground. If that feels impossible for you, drop one heel, lift one. Drop the other one, lift the other. Play around with it. I've done this Krya 2 times in a row the last 2 days. And like a minute in, my thighs were shaking. But guess what that shaking is? It's new energy. and even though it can feel unstable to have your legs be shaking, it's actually very grounding because you're having new energy move through your roots, your legs, the things that plug you into this earth, right? So we've got 1 more minute here. So again, heels are lifted, goddess pose, palms are facing the sky, breath of fire. I'll join you. "30 more seconds. If you've taken a break, get back in, join me here, reconnect. Legs are shaking, 10 more seconds. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath. Squeeze everything now, squeeze everything, squeeze everything. This is such an important moment. Hold, and then exhale, come to stand, release the arms, bring your feet back to hip width apart. Find your feet, and then I want you to fold forward, either grabbing opposite elbows or letting the hands dangle or on the shins. And we're gonna stay in this forward fold for a minute. Letting everything recalibrate after that quite intense part of the Krya. So this is the moment where you decide how deeply you sink into rest. How quickly, how efficiently can you move from intensity to stillness? Can you move from intensity to stillness? This is what our Kundalini practice teaches us, right? It's resiliency. It's flexibility of the nervous system, flexibility of the emotional body, flexibility of your energy. Take a few more breaths. Then the knees, relax more, relax the belly on the thighs. Bring the fingertips to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Wrap the hands behind the legs. Rise up to stand. Take a deep breath in. Sweep the arms up. Palms touch. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, breathe deep, sweep the auric field. Take a deep breath, hold it. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Come down to seated now, my friends. We're going to meet seated. We're going to move to a different part of the practice. Let's move this just a little bit forward. There we go. Okay. Now, the next two poses, which, by the way, are the final poses of the Krya, are challenging. Now, you may have noticed today's practice is quite intense. We're dialing up the heat of intensity because we're going for that expansive energy, right? But notice how in between every moment that's intense, we come back and we ground. So Kundalini rises, but then we let it descend and ground in, okay? So what we're going to do in these next two parts of the Krya is we're going to create a diagonal imbalance in the body. We're going to do something that involves one leg and one arm. We'll do it for a little bit and then we switch. So when we do something that creates a diagonal imbalance in the body, it totally throws off your body, right? Because it's unbalanced. And when your body's thrown off while you're doing a very powerful breath, it holds on to all that prana because it's like a little uncertain what's going on right now, right? So when we do something that's balancing while doing a powerful breath, we 10x our pranic reserve, our energy reserve. So that's why we're doing it. That's why it works. Okay, so we're going to come on to one forearm. It doesn't matter which one you start on because we're going to do both. Your elbow is below your shoulder and your bottom hand is pressing firmly into the mat. You're not like casually here, right? You are there with intention. The legs are stacked like this and the knees, the thighs, the glutes, the root is engaged. And you're going to lift up like this and reach your top arm to the sky. Now we're going to stay here for a minute and we're going to do breath of fire here. If this is not accessible for you, option 1, foot in front. If that's still too much, option 2, knee down. Okay, let's meet here and let's do breath of fire through the nose. Begin. Stay strong, lift the hips, engage the knees, engage the core, lift out of the shoulder. Stay with it, last few moments, recommit. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath, lift the hips higher, squeeze everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release the breath without too much fuss or drama. Come to an easy seat. Palms down on the thighs, relax, just notice. Relax the shoulders. Relax the tongue. Relax the belly and the thighs and the toes. Long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Allow the eyes to open and get right to the other side. So again, elbow is underneath shoulder, hand is planted firmly, legs are engaged. Lift that arm. As you're ready, begin breath of fire, modify as needed. 1 minute here. Stay with it. Last few moments, recommit. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath. Squeeze everything, pelvic floor, belly, navel, everything. Squeeze. Exhale, release the breath. Not too much drama. Come back to an easy seat. Relax the palms and just notice. Allow yourself to experience the experience. So we've really gotten a lot of prana moving, right? A lot of energy moving. And then another important part of your auric field being magnetic, being radiant, is having that full body connection, right? So we're not just feeling radiant here. We're not just feeling radiant here in the arm. The whole body is online. The whole body is alive, awake, connected, and integrated, right? This is embodiment. And so let's just take a moment to remind our body that it is all joined together and connected, right? So I want you to take your hands and rub the palms together. Continue to breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Again, if you have a little bit of aromatherapy handy, you can bring that. If you don't have it today, maybe bring it for the next class. It really helps turn on the imagination and the senses. So we're rubbing the palms together, taking some deep breaths, activating a little bit of heat here. And then I want you to take your fingertips and tap them to the space below the eyes. And as you're doing that, close the eyes and breathe. Tapping gently. Move to your temples now, tapping. Breathing. Move to the space above your eyebrows, moving up and down your forehead to your eyebrows, tapping and breathing. Moving to the cheeks, the bridge of the nose, working your way up and down, the cheeks, the jaw, the sides of the lips, the chin, just like I'm doing here. Right? Tapping and breathing. Moving now to the space right above your top lip, under your nose, tapping, breathing. Moving to the space underneath your bottom lip. Taking your hands, tapping on the top of your head, your crown, waking up the higher chakras, moving to the back, the occiput of the head, back to the crown. Moving to the sides of the head, just activating the brain, knocking on the door of your skull, tapping and breathing. Ah, beautiful. And then you're going to take your hands and just sweep like this. Sweeping light, airy strokes, moving from the center of the face outward, moving up the forehead outward, right? So we're just moving that lymph. This is face yoga. This is great for those days where you wake up feeling puffy, or maybe you're holding an emotion on your face that you want to get rid of, right? That doesn't feel true anymore. Take a few more breaths, keep on sweeping. Good, and then find stillness here. I want you to start now tapping on the chest. with the fingertips. And I want you to breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, your breath will vibrate like this. See how long that exhale was? I'm literally dusting off the spine, the lungs, the ribs. Keep on going. 2 more. Collarbones, sides of the ribs. Use your fists, the palms of the hands. Then you're going to sweep down the arms like this, sweeping down the inner meridians of the arms, the lung meridians, the heart meridians, the outer arms, all the way past the fingertips. You're going to do it on the other side. Again, inner meridians, moving your lymphatic system. This helps move stuck energy and emotion. When we have stagnancy in the waters of our body, we're stagnant. We're like a swamp instead of a babbling brook, right? And we want to be that babbling brook. We want to be that glistening ocean, right? Full of life, full of light. So come back to the center and start clapping with me here now. Breathing through the nose, out through the mouth. More. Take your hands, start patting in clockwise directions on the belly, moving in the direction of digestion and detox. Tapping over the liver, tapping over the spleen, the intestines. Send a few deep breaths into the body. Tap the sides of the ribs. Sides of the ribs, low back, sacrum. Breathe deeply. The sacrum can handle quite a bit of intensity. So tap, 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 tap. Breathe, 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 breathe. I do this every morning. 2 more breaths. Take a moment of rest. That was a lot of energy. Notice the hands, palms face up, breathe. And we're going to tap on the inner thighs, all the way down to the inner shins, going up and down. We're going to tap on the knees. The knees and the elbows are corners, right? They're joints. We hold a lot of toxins there. So simply tapping on the knees and the elbows is like dusting off your inner body. On the tops of the thighs and the outer thighs. Lastly, I want you to rub and press and squeeze that root, your feet. Breathe, press, compress, massage. Take a few deep breaths, close the eyes, send that breath into your root, into the deepest, most grounded parts of you. And remember, you are everything, from the top of your head to the soles of the feet, and everything in between, and everything beyond. Take 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then come back to center. Just check in. Notice how you feel. Maybe grab some water. Take care of yourself. Nourish yourself. We're going to do 1 more physical part of the Krya. Again, remember I said there's 2 things that we're doing for diagonal imbalance. The first one was the side forearm flick. The next one is what we call crossbow. So meet me here in tabletop, all 4s. Knees are hip width apart. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked, doesn't really matter. So you're going to extend the right leg out behind you, like I'm doing here, and your left arm out in front of you. Now take a look at my arms. See how I'm hyperextending in my elbows? So I want to just slightly bend that elbow so I'm not walking out. And then take a look at my shoulders. Try not to do this, sinking. Instead, lift out. Flip that left palm out, bend the back knee, reach back and grab your back ankle. Now, if the grab isn't possible for you, then just do this and reach. Eventually, you will be able to grab your ankle. We're going to stay here. We're going to look down, and we're going to do a minute of breath of fire. So meet me here and begin. Stay with it, continue, keep the eyes closed, keep the navel dancing, 20 more seconds. Inhale here, hold the breath at the top, and squeeze everything. Squeeze, 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 and hold it, squeeze and hold it, squeeze. And as you exhale, very slowly come out of the pose. Shift the hips back, find your child's pose, rest. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, come back to your tabletop. We're going to take it to the other side. So the left leg extends, right arm reaches, flip the palm, bend the leg, grab, lift out of the shoulders, keep the belly in. Close down in the mouth, close down in the eyes, begin breath of fire, 1 minute, let's go. If you notice yourself wobbling, you can open the eyes and find one steady point of focus on the earth. Twenty more seconds. Recommit. Five, four, three, two, one. Deep belly breath. Hold the breath. Squeeze. Exhale, slowly release. What I want you to do now is come onto your back. We're going to set right up for Shavasana. Kundalini yoga, we go from work, generally speaking, right into the final resting pose. So take your time, but be efficient getting onto your back. Again, you can take a shawl and cover the eyes. You can take a blanket under the knees. Take a few sips of water if you desire. And then I want you to just gently allow yourself the space, the time to arrive on your back. So let the heels drift out wider. Take a moment to roll out the ankles, wiggle the toes. Take a moment to just gently wag the hips from side to side to release the low back. Walk the shoulders down a little bit further away from the ears and away from each other. Open the arms a little wider. Close down in the eyes and gently rock the neck from side to side. Let the tongue roll into the back of the head. Gently wiggle the fingers. Roll the tongue around in the mouth. And allow the eyes to be heavy. Allow the eyeballs to roll into the back of the head. Allow the tongue to roll into the back of the skull. And take another deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And again. Beautiful. And now I'm going to play some Tibetan bowls music to wash the brainwaves into a theta relaxed state. I'm going to shut off my video and hold space for your Shavasana. So dive in fully to this relaxation and you'll hear my voice when we're complete. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your body still. And for just a moment longer, allow yourself to float in the space of no thought. Keeping the eyes closed, take a deep breath. Receive a deep breath. And again. Keeping the eyes closed, move the eyeballs around in the skull. Move the tongue around in the mouth. Move the hinge of the jaw side to side, up and down. And take a deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, stick out the tongue. Close down in the mouth, swallow, clear the throat. Keep the eyes closed, gently move the neck from side to side. Continue to breathe. And start to wiggle the toes and the fingers, start to roll out the wrists and the ankles. Start to wag the hips from side to side and just notice how you feel. You're going to take a deep breath, stretch the arms overhead, and hold the breath at the top. Hold the breath through the mouth, sip in 3 more times. And hold. Squeeze everything here. Squeeze the fists, squeeze the toes, squeeze the face, squeeze the jaw, squeeze the spine, squeeze everything. Hold. Exhale, release the tension, release the breath. You're going to bring your palms to touch like I'm doing here. You're going to bring the soles of your feet to touch like I'm doing here. And you're going to rub the palms and the soles of the feet together as you continue to breathe. We always will do this after our Kundalini practice to integrate the energies. Breathe. Beautiful. And then take cat stretch, meaning hug the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long. Take a twist over to the left, right arm reaches out, gaze to the right. Getting that last little squeeze of stagnant energy in the lower back today. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Return the neck and the knees back to center. Switch cat stretch to the other side. Take your twist as you're ready. Take your time. Look over the left shoulder. Close the eyes. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And return back to center. Hug the knees into the chest, grab behind thighs. Start to rock up and down from shoulders to hips, shoulders to hips. And then keeping your eyes closed, I want you to come all the way up to seated. Keep the eyes closed. Keep the energy, the magic of Shavasana. Let the palms face down on the thighs. Take a moment, roll out the neck, roll out the shoulders, rub the legs. Find your body, your roots. Know that you are grounded, you are safe. And from that grounded and safe space, you radiate. Close the eyes, continue to breathe. I'm going to offer you a reading before we close. This is from the book Light is the New Black by Rebecca Campbell. This is a letter to you, a letter to a light worker. I believe that you came into this life with a deep inner knowing of what you were here to do and an inner guidance system to make it happen. I'm not talking about a carefully laid out path which comes with an instruction manual, but rather an unshakable, deep-seated knowing that you are here for a reason, that there is serious work to do and the universe will support you in doing it. I believe that until you answer this calling, you will always feel as though there is something missing and something you have forgotten. No matter what you use to numb it out, it will be there. And the only way to stop the calling is to answer it. I believe that your message is so deeply ingrained that sometimes it's hard to realize that everyone else doesn't think like you. They don't. I believe you chose your parents, no matter how hard or soft, rich or poor, light or dark, old or young, present or not, kind or troubled, you chose them. And with this simple selection, you were put in exactly the right place and given exactly what you needed to rise up into yourself, to rise up into your highest, most authentic self, and to take your position. I believe that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, your hurt happened for you, not to you. And I bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. I believe that life lessons are less about getting it right and more about getting it wrong. I believe that you are more on track than you feel, even if you don't feel it, especially if you don't feel it. For the further you get off track, the closer you actually are to abandoning the wrong path and leaping onto the right one. I believe that you are closer than you think and more qualified in your message than you could ever fathom. I believe that the things that you are here to teach are the very things that you most need to learn, and that the best teachers are the ones that struggle the most, because when they get it with a triple smackdown. I believe that the darkness is a birthing process, and that in order to find your light, first you need to venture through the shadows of your darkness, of your ego. I believe that in order to be a light in the world, you first need to come home to who you truly are and then bravely show it to all those around you. I believe that you are surrounded by a personal team of angels, guides, and teachers, both in this world and beyond, who are so completely devoted to your growth that if you knew, you would not spend one more day worrying about things working out. And if you could see things from their viewpoint, each time you see a challenge, you would meet it with a cheer. I believe in you. I believe in us. I believe in all of this. And so it is. So it is. Thank you for showing up and committing to your radiance today, to committing to your auric field. Remember, your auric field is your energetic boundary. The stronger your auric field is, the less you need to say with your words. Let's bring our hands to heart center once again. Elbows lift. We'll seal our practice off with the chant Sat Nam. It means truth. Exhale all the breath out of the body. Inhale to chant. Sat Nam. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath at the top, squeeze everything. One more time. As you exhale, bring the fingertips and the third eye to the ground. Let everything release back to Pachamama. Let your body recalibrate for a few breaths. Then inhale, come back to heart center. My friends, the truth in me honors the truth in you. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. See you next time.